Oh, dear. Dang it. Dang it, Bobby. I did set it to public this time, yes. There we go. Holy dooly. Hello, hello, hello. Morning, Ting, Eric, Aaron, Brad. How are we? How are we all? Not quite, Eric. Morning, Rob. How we going? Floyd. You'll get there one day, Eric. Trying your socks in the heater. Fair enough. Yeah. Yes, technically, yes. Adam was first. Matt, Wombat, Ryan, how you going? Both pairs. Oh, dear. Mm-hmm. Oh, dear. That's not good. What's the something? So originally my plan was, or my thought was, that I was going to work on some scissors. I have a bunch of these blanks to work on, but then I realized that I actually have to take these to the granite surface plate to get these flattened on this side before I can hand sand that side, and I need to do a whole bunch of work to them that involves me being out there. Yeah, I did remember to ask for my pay. I didn't get paid though, unfortunately. Hey, Gordon, how you going? Hey, Jared. A bit warm today. Yeah, it's already like 36 degrees, and it's due for like 40. Mental. Too hot. Paul, okay, Bushcraft, how are we going? Metal Man, good to see ya. So the plan today is I've been working on this Goliath beetle for a project that I'm working on. Some of you may remember that little yes, 40 indeed. In freedom units, it's like 104, 106, somewhere around there. Yeah, no, shut up, Adam. Hey, James. Anyway, so yeah, I decided that we're going to do a little bit of engraving work on my YouTube channel, so you guys get a taste of what it's like being on my Twitch channel. But we're going to be cutting this 8mm thick, which is like I think a third thereabouts, third of an inch thick shibuichi. I spent quite a bit of time last night cutting part of it out, and yeah, we're gonna finish cutting this out hopefully today on this stream, and then it's going to be inlaid into that disc that I carved the STB into in the intro to Horimono video that I did a while back, if you guys remember that. 5, 6, 6, yeah, somewhere in that area. So I broke 5 blades last night. So let's see how we go today. I did invest in some 3-in-1 because I, for some reason, lost my other 3-in-1 bottle. So hopefully this one will survive. Drink and be merry. Yeah, right. It's weird. PID controller. Maybe it was European-based, European-made. $21. 10 degrees Celsius. Yeah, I wish it was 10 degrees Celsius here. Although, good news, I will have an aircon behind me this week. We're knocking out a part of the wall, so that bit there is going bye-bye. How are we going, Roy? Thanks for dropping in, bud. Morning, evening, Wiley. You get the joy of watching me do this for a couple hours. How's it going, Wayne? Window rattler. But refrigerative, thankfully. Is this aluminium? No, this is Shibuichi. This is copper silver mix. All right, Rob, thanks very much, mate. How's it going, Aaron? Morning, Bryson. How are we? Yes, it would. Morning, Sean. So this is the kind of thrilling content you get on my Twitch channel. Oh, excellent. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was a fun episode to record. We have a new interviewee this week for the Forgecast. This next coming week, I should say. There is a sing button on the Twitch channel, not on YouTube. Yes, a powered scroll saw would. but it would be less accurate. You need to lock on your shop floor. Not a problem I run into, surprisingly. Well, you don't watch the Forgecast, you listen to it. It's on Spotify and iTunes and Simplecast. Hey, Mule Kick, how you going? Hey, man, you can see the saw. Oof. Yeah, fair enough. It's not a requirement that you listen to the Forgecast. If you want to, it's great. If you don't, it's also great. As long as you're doing things that make you happy. I did know that. Alan. Good to see you, though. I am using a number 4? Number 2. No, I'm using a number 2 blade. It's a Valorb Super Pike number 2. Well, thank you very much. So what we're doing right now is cutting out what's called the Monzorga, the Mongane, which is the metal piece that gets inlaid into the other piece. So this is a inlay I did on my YouTube channel, on my Twitch channel recently, if it's going to focus. So it is bronze. I cast bronze, and then it's got a copper eye. This is my Twitch reward sword, so this is called Excalibur. And basically you can spend channel points to get your name or a word, any kind of word engraved onto the blade. Once the blade is completely filled on both sides, then it will be given a hilt and it will be given away to someone. Not an arming sword, no. It's a bastard sword kind of thing. It's just a Baramard steel, so that it's easier to engrave into. But it's going to have another inlay or engraving on the other side. So that's what we do on my Twitch channel. Along with, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen this, my froggy hammer. So I did this on my Twitch channel and this fleur-de-lis. Both of those were on Twitch. La Force de la Vie. And I also did a Honsorgan inlay for my touch mark. I know I'm getting my tablets on its last legs. Oh no, dear, that's not good. Yeah, so the sword is just a wall hanger. It's just a piece of mild steel. But that's actually going to end up getting given away to someone who has more than 2 names or words on the sword. So once it's got more than once it's all complete, it's going to be given away to someone. I'm not keeping it. Fair enough. I might need to dear. My glue's given out, so I'm going to have to... There we go. The one that sees as well. No, it's just straight blade. I don't have a copy of this, so... Yeah, actually, no, I'm listening to The Longest Johns. You should know by now, I'm a sea shanty man. House brain. No. Well, if you're interested in tapping, feel free to come join my Twitch channel. Plenty of tapping going on there. I'd be interested to know one day how many linear feet of surface area I have stippled. Your essential account. Fair enough. All good. So this is a traditional method of laying out for engraving, actually. actually. Normally you don't use it for this, for laying out, for cutting. But I used really cheap super glue on the stencil. And it's given out, so I've got to preserve the outline somehow so that I have something to follow. There we go. That means that I'll have a line to follow even if I lose the stencil, thankfully. Daniel Tokar. No, I haven't. I did make that tiny hammer, so I made 2 tiny hammers. This is a 19-gram. This is my daily driver. This is the kind of the medium style. Yeah, so this is my main driving hammer. Oh, here to drink your beer. Indeed. Hailstorm. Yeah, absolutely. Hailstorm's great. Daniel Toka, I will remember. And then, actually, this was my first Twitch. This is the first Horimono I ever did. It was this little gecko on this 25-gram hammer. This is my big hammer. So, yeah. I started with this, and then we did that. Then we did that. So I follow Ford Hallam. His tutorials are amazing, and I'm also a patron of his. He does amazing work. Jim Kelso is also a really big inspiration of mine. He's the guy that I took the inspiration from to inlay that moth into the I'm ready to break that off. Oof. Don't introduce him to Sabaton. Hey, Will, how you going? Yeah, I mean, Sabaton's pretty hit or miss for me as well, but when they hit hard. Hey, Kat, is this still going? Today we are cutting out a piece of shibuichi for an inlay that I'm doing for my Twitch channel. But I figured I'd do some inlay work or some of my horimono work, Zorgum work on YouTube, given I had the opportunity. Introduce you guys to the other side of my streaming. Ooh, I'm gonna break the blade. Yep, there it goes. I called it. Oh, she took a 1 hour break. Fair enough. Yeah, it is deadly hot in the workshop today. It's already stinking out there, and it's super humid. Also, finally, the smoke from the fires that we've had locally are finally starting to come here. And because it's coming from the landfill, it's lung burning. It's really nasty out there. Yeah, absolutely. Heat is not my friend. Yeah, no. WA heat sucks. The best of times. Now, the question is... Hey, Baron, how you going? Good morning. I'm not going out of the frying pan and into the fire, Adam. You're more likely to see me move to Tasmania. Whew. But it's full of Tasmanians there. That's true. Whew. Gonna replace the hack of a Bladesmith. Which one? There's a few. Morning, Paul. How's it going? Bloody hot. How's it going? How do you keep hollow grinds cool after heat treat? By being very careful. So the main trick with hollow grinds is, yeah, I'm not moving to Victoria. Sorry. Fair enough. I understand that. No, I wasn't trying to cut through my index finger. But what was I answering? Questions. Hollow grinds. Yeah. Make sure you dunk your blade quite regularly every grind. Use only fresh belts. That is not the time to be skimping out on belts and trying to use them into less drops. Hey, Taco, how you going? And you end up with, yeah, slow is smooth, smooth is cool, yes, kind of, something like that. So you don't want to run the grinder at full speed. Super lag. Oh, no, that's not good. What steel for engraving tools? So you can use old files, like from this scribe. It's just an old triangle file. A lot of my engraving tools are old files, but you can also use. I recently started forging them out of. Recently started using 1084 for a lot of my work, and 1095 and W2. The Japanese prefer W2. I am using a number 2 gauge, or if that's a gauge, I don't know if it's a gauge or not. But yeah, it's probably not built for this. Bearing race, yes. I haven't tried 52100. You'd have to be careful because it's got a really high carbide count. And carbides don't shrink in normalization, so you have to do carbides. You have to do carbide reducing cycles, which are a little bit different to normalization. If you have problems with carbides, it could be that you get lucky. You could definitely try it. Chef's knife, 52100, definitely. 1095 is a great steel, but 52100 blows it out of the water. $52,100 is massively harder to. 52100 is massively much more hard to heat treat and to forge than 1095. Absolutely, it cracks like hell. Yeah, all of my Sloyd knives, these are 52100. Fantastic steel, but it is a massive pain in the butt. Hey Ed, you've caught an engraving stream on my forging channel. We're currently cutting through 5/16 thick Shibuichi, cutting out the outline of a Goliath beetle. goes the blade. The most overrated tool in the shop. Yes, 52-100 definitely heat treats better in foil if you've got it. It also massively benefits from having heat control, so you know a kiln would be very useful. I would love a kiln. One day. So what's that? Blade 3, Blade 4 that I've broken today? Most overrated tool in the shop. No, tool wrap foil, stainless tool wrap, Adam. Yeah, 52-100's a massively good performing. Yeah. Yep. Well, I am using Valorb blades, which make a huge difference. Oh, well, it's not going to cut if that's in there. There we go. And I dulled the blade because I ran into the old blade. Oh well. We'll just keep going until this one breaks. Oop, yeah, there it goes. Knew it was going to do that. Periodically, no. Well, it depends. Depends on how hard you're hitting it. Yeah, fair enough, Ed. Why are you apologizing to me, Baron? I have no idea. Yes, it's 5/16 thick. Very thick. It's the biggest piece I'm going to have ever inlaid thus far, or, you know, I haven't even inlaid it yet. I'm terrified of doing the inlay on this thing. Because then it's going to get carved and it's going to inlay into the inlay. Okay, well, I've gone through half of the blades that I bought. Need to make another order. All right, Floyd, thank you very much. Don't know my own strength. Well, more that these blades are incredibly tiny. That's all right, Bar. I don't care. You may thank people. Wax lube tends to gum up with Shibuichi, I've found. I actually use 3-in-1 oil. Yeah, sometimes, when I remember. Thank you for reminding me. But yeah, Byron, you're able to thank people on my channel. I don't mind. That's totally okay. But yeah, these Valor blades absolutely chew through material. They're very effective for such a light blade. I just have to be slightly careful, which I'm not. I'm very ham-handed when it comes to overrated tool in my shop. Sorry, I keep coming back to that. Most overrated tool in my shop. Shibuichi. Yeah, it's a mixture of silver and copper. Overrated tool. I am the most overrated tool in my shop. Does that answer your question? Oh yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have any Grobe or Valor files. I have Ferd files, which are pretty good. And Ferd don't make jeweler's saw blades, so. This is going to need some filing after it's cut, but I'm trying to make it as close as I can to the line. I don't have a very fine outline either, so it's kind of a general thing. Mokame Gane. I do plan on doing that. I haven't. I have yet to make Mokame. I have a whole bunch of Mokame blanks from Jared. It's weird. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of an overrated tool in my shop. I am an overrated tool in my shop, but like as far as actual usable tools, I don't know that there is one. My shop is very Spartan, you got to remember. What is Shibuichi? Shibuichi is an alloy, a Japanese alloy, of silver and copper. This specific piece of Shibuichi is 25% silver, 75% copper. But much of traditional Shibuichi was actually 20% silver to 80% copper. So it does depend. It does vary based on the desired color of the Shibuichi in the patina, because most Japanese non-ferrous metalwork is done with patination in mind, which is why they developed the wonderful process of Rokusho patination, which you would have seen just a little flash of in the leaf video when I was putting it into that green stuff. That leaf into the green stuff. That green stuff is Rokusho, which is a mixture of copper carbonates and acetates, which patinates copper-based alloys, except bronze and brass, which it doesn't really like very much. Shibuichi can turn anything from a bright silver to a gunmetal gray, depending on the alloy content, or a dark black if you alloy it with gold. The other precious metal alloy is shakudo, which is a mixture of copper and gold, normally 5% gold to 95% copper, and that turns a oily purple or a black when patinated. Whew. So there you go. We just cut that bit off, and we're very close to having our Goliath beetle. I like my dog bone nose sticker as well. With unlimited resources, one thing that I would buy for the shop? Only one? For my shop specifically, if I had unlimited resources, first and all, I would have a friggin' bigger shop because my shop's tiny. But if I was to have unlimited resources but have to retain the same shop space, I would buy myself a mill. Oh. Can tell it's warm. Jeez. Yeah, mill is definitely high on the list of my priorities. Well, in my situation, Ed, I live in suburban Perth. Power hammer is unusable in this situation because it's too loud. It will literally, I will literally get shut down by the government, by the local council. I have a press, and Preston does a good job. But yeah, I can't afford to have an argument with the council over a power hammer. Whereas a mill, incredibly useful. Mert and Kev don't live in suburban areas. They live semi-rural. Like, they live on really big plots. My next door neighbor, the wall of their house is 2 meters away from the wall of my shed. Right? Like, that's the wall of their house, and then the wall of my shed, 2 meters away. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I had unlimited resources, I wouldn't be in the shop that I'm in currently. I would have an off-site shop where I was capable of having a power hammer. But yeah, I'm not capable of having a power hammer where I am. So a mill would be more useful for me in my situation because broken blade. Well, yeah, mills. The big thing about mill, a decent sized mill at least, is that you can do a lot with it in knife making. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's awesome. I wish I had that kind of money. Gotta unload. We're gonna unwrap and get another packet of blades because. Just move to America. Not that simple. I would need a work visa. And my wife is beyond the age limit for immigration. Besides, no offense, but I'd be glad to visit America, like in a while when things calm down. No politics here, please. Thank you. But I'm quite happy with my country. Not having that discussion, Ninja. Sorry. Not interested. Yes, there is an age limit. 32. "32 is the age limit for immigration to United States. It's 35 to go to Canada." Most countries have. Take no offense, Ninja. It's just that this blacksmithing and engraving channel, not a political channel. How's it going, Sully? Hey, Elijah. How you going? Oh, that's weird. Normally, Bruce is pretty good about responding on Facebook. That's normally the best place to get a hold of him. Not so much Insta, but definitely Facebook. What were you trying to get a hold of him for? Maybe I'll message him. He has been a very busy boy recently, so it could be that he just forgot. While I appreciate it, Jared, I think I'm good. One marriage is enough for me. Don't think he's offline for Christmas. He's hosting a lot of classes at the moment, and he's preparing potentially for his Mastersmith this year. So he's been a little distracted. You want one of his knives? Oh, okay. There's a stockist in America that stocks Barnett knives. I can't remember what the name is. I'll flick Bruce a message and see if he's taking commissions at the moment. From ocean to city is 35 degrees. Whew. I can't remember what episode it was. No, Bruce is only a JS. There are only two MS in Australia, Sean McIntyre and Peter, can't remember his freaking last name. No, it was after, Niels had left. Anyone catch that Niels got a shout out from Alex Steele? There goes Blade. Is Karim an MS? Are you sure? Yeah. That episode where Will dropped the power hammer was heart-wrenching. I know Jackson Rumble's a JS. I didn't know that Karim was. I didn't even think Karim was in the ABS. I might be wrong. Karim was president of the AKG for a while. Hey, Caitlin, how you going? Alex would say hi, but he's been put to work, has he? They really do. Yeah, no, like I said, the reason I know how many MS there are in Australia is because you need to do a one-on-one test, the practical test, in the presence of a mastersmith. And the only mastersmith in Australia who is willing to take willing to do the practical test with you is Sean McIntyre. Yeah, so Tom Gurner is the other mastersmith in Australia, but he won't do the ABS practical test because he doesn't believe that he's worthy of the title anymore. Sean is in Sydney, so he's 3,500 kilometers away. So, 2,500 miles away. He's on the other side of the country. Anyway, what does the test consist of? It is the 2x4 chop. You got to chop a 2x4 in half twice, and still be able to shave arm hair in the place where you actually cut with. Then you've got to cut a 1-inch free hanging manila rope. And then you've got to bend it to 90 degrees without it breaking. I wish that I could wait for Bruce, but the thing is, I'm not sure that Bruce is even going to go for his MS. I'm not sure that he's actually preparing for it at the moment. He was going to prepare for it, but the last time I spoke to him, he seemed a little ambivalent about whether or not he was going to go. Yes, it's a long way. I need to move that hole over a little bit. Have I self-tested? Yeah, I even did a video on it. Did a full video on making a JS test knife out of a leaf spring. I'm ready. Yes, he was the first Australian ABS MS, but he's now no longer feels that he believes that he owns that title, like he deserves that title. He's a very humble man, and so therefore he doesn't really do the testing or anything like that. He would prefer that people go to more recent MS like Sean. Sean and I have discussed me doing my ABS test under him, my ABS practical test. The thing is paying to go to Sydney. Leaf Spring? No. But 5160, yes. Like 5160 or Sub 9, definitely. I'm ready for my practical test. I'm pretty confident that I can pull off the practical test with very little issue. But I am not sure I'm ready for the judging. So if I made the 3 AKG knives, I haven't made my 3 AKG knives yet, my full voting membership ones. But I'm going to make them to JS standard because that way I can use them in the group. Because if I had to make 8 knives rather than just 5, I would die. But yeah, I'm not super confident when it comes to the judgment panel. I actually did a Twitch stream on this recently, a couple months ago, where we went over the various issues surrounding my work and the ABS testing. I actually spoke with Sean and Kyle at Blade Symposium when I was over there. When I won that bar of Damascus from Kyle, I had brought a knife with me for him to look at, just so that I could get an idea of how I was faring. And Kyle was full of amazing, kind of information on how I could improve. But I still have a lot of work to do before I'm anywhere near ready for the judgment panel. The ABS doesn't fuck around when it comes to their standards. No, fair enough. It's good to hear that Chandler's still going. Yeah, Thomas and Sean, yeah. So yeah, the standards are pretty high, and while I had while my work is of a relatively good standard, like it's not bad. And Sean and Kyle both pointed that out to me, that they were like, it's of a good standard. Both of them were unsure that the knife that I brought with me would be capable of passing the test, like would be capable of passing judging. And if one knife fails, you fail. Like in the JS testing, they give you allowance for certain mistakes, like certain small errors on each blade. But if a blade fails more than a certain number of points, on the list, then you're screwed, and you fail, and you can't come back until the next year. And if you fail 3 times, then you can't come back at all, unless you can provide evidence that you have. Damn it! Twisted too hard. If you fail 3 times, you can't come back at all unless you can prove that you've done a class with a Mastersmith, or have somehow attended a class at one of the ABS's recognized teaching locations. So yeah, it pays to actually know that you're going to pass, or at least be very confident that you're going to pass before you try, because failing means a lot. And like, it's funny because I've seen quite a few people who said, you know, like, I reckon I could pass the JS because it's not as hard as the MS. The big thing is that MS, there's a quote, I think it was from Ed Fowler or one of those guys, one of the more recent, no, not Ed Fowler, one of the more recent Mastersmiths. And basically they were kind of like, he had done JS testing before, like JS judging before, but he was terrified because they'd asked him to do MS judging. And when he came to MS judging, he spoke to one of the older Mastersmiths on the panel and kind of went, I'm a little kind of subdued here because it feels like, you know, I'd be judging people who are on my level, and I don't feel that I'm, you know, or even better, and I don't feel like I'm worthy of judging them, and I think it's going to be really hard. I'm frozen. Nothing. And they laughed and just said, they laughed at him and just said, you know, like, listen, mate, this is going to be the easiest judging you've ever done, because if it looks like a mistake, it is, and they fail. That's it. Like, there is that is the standard on Mastersmith stuff. If there is a single mistake, gone. Bye-bye. I saw that comment. What was the quote? Yeah, the quote was that I don't feel worthy to judge people in the Mastersmith thing, and this was coming from a Mastersmith who was judging MS for the first time, and he ended up getting told, listen, at the end of the day, if it's a mistake, it is, and if it looks like a mistake, it is, and therefore they fail. So MS is, you have to be perfect. While I did see that comment about unnecessarily elitist, it is elitist, but I'm not sure that unnecessary is technically true. The thing is that they have standards, right? They have a set of standards for what they call were capable of making journeyman and capable of making Mastersmith, and every group, you know, every group has a set of standards. At the end of the day, that's kind of how groups work. If they're going to give you a rating, if they're going to put their stamp on you, because at the end of the day, the ABS is saying this person represents the ABS at this level, right? So if you get the JS stamp, you're representing the ABS as a journeyman. So everything you do from then on is representative of what an ABS journeyman is capable of. And so they need to be able to assure themselves that you are going to present the best foot forward for the group. Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. You have your apprentice level where you have room to learn and, you know, expand your education and stuff like that. And then you get journeyman, which you're allowed certain failings and stuff like that. And they will give you a review of each knife. And they actually advise you to go to each member of the panel and ask them for advice on how you can improve. And then Mastersmith, the Mastersmith level, there's still room to improve. Like, they're not telling you that, like, once you make Mastersmith, you peaked. Most people who have made Mastersmith have said that that was just the beginning of their journey, as far as like improving. But the thing is that they have to, when you get the title of Mastersmith, they're basically saying that this is as far as anyone can get in knife making in this community, right? Like, you have reached the peak of what they are capable of teaching, right? Beyond any Mastersmith, the reason they hold the title of Mastersmith is because they've moved beyond what formal education will teach them, and have now started developing their own techniques. They've started developing their own flair, their own style. And that's kind of, again, representative of what the community, what that group is. So yeah, it's important to the ABS to maintain a certain level of standards when it comes to like that stuff like that. Hey Anthony, how you going? And that's why if you go for your journeyman, if you join the ABS today, you won't be able to go for journeyman for 3 years, right? There's a requirement for you to stay an apprentice for 3 years, or 2 if you can go to one of the intro courses. If you go to the intro course, you can do 2 years. That 3-year gap is to assess your ability and to, like, give you time to improve, attend classes, learn more. And then once you make journeyman, you're not allowed to go for your Mastersmith for 2 years. Because again, it's all about giving you that period of time to learn. And it's much like any trade, like they're treating it almost as a trade school, where you will do a certain number of years as an apprentice under, an electrician, a carpenter, a boilermaker, whatever you want. And then you would get your journeyman rating. And if you wanted to come back and become a master carpenter, a master, master electrician, whatever, you'd then have to come back and prove yourself to be above the average, above the grade, stepping into godlike territory. Excellent. Good to hear. So yeah, I don't think that the ABS is unnecessarily elitist. I think it's very necessary. Most of the people that I feel that have complaints about how the ABS does things are people that can't pass the standards. Like, hot take there, but it tends to be the case. They feel they should be given the titles without having to do the work. Now, one clarification I will say is that the standard, there are definitely master blacksmiths. They definitely used to be master carpenters and stuff like that. It's a fairly old, kind of rating system. But yeah, it was a thing. Yep, it's a thing. Hey, Alex, how you going? But yeah, that's my hot take. Well, there was a level in blacksmithing. There isn't anymore. There are still guys around these days that hold the title of master blacksmith from back when they were professional blacksmiths. Oh, mother... So yeah, while the rating system seems a bit screwy for the ABS and the testing parameters are incredibly high, I believe that it's completely necessary, and I think that it's the people who have complaints are the people that tend to not be able to make that grade. Now, that being said, one of the reasons that Thomas Gurner, I had a conversation with him about it. The reason that he doesn't tell a lot of people that he's an MS, and the reason that he doesn't do the practical testing, is because he doesn't believe that he's capable of meeting the requirements of becoming a mastersmith as they currently stand. Because the standards have changed over the years. You know, like if you go back even 10, 20 years back, the ABS standard for journeyman and mastersmith were much lower than they are now. And it's kind of gone up as technology has improved. And yeah, Thomas just doesn't believe that he's capable of meeting that standard. I'm not sure that that's true, but he is convinced that he is not capable of meeting that standard, and so therefore he doesn't really advertise too much that he is a mastersmith. Now, I'm by no means, insinuating that he's not a capable knife maker. He is certainly a capable knife maker, but that it is his personal belief, and that's fair enough, because the standards have changed quite a bit since he became a mastersmith back in the early 90s, I think it was. Jerry Fisk uploaded a photo of his mastersmith dagger from way back when, and it was all done with a file. Like his entire mastersmith dagger was all done with hand tools, because he felt that any real bladesmith should at least make one knife by hand, and that a mastersmith should be capable of doing it by hand. But by today's standards, his mastersmith blade wouldn't have actually made the passing grade. It would have failed, and he acknowledged that. He acknowledged that times have changed and the standards have changed. One of the things I like about Jerry Fisk is that he refuses to, stagnate and make the same thing he's made all the time. While his style is very similar, and he does make a lot of his senderos and his game masters and all that kind of stuff, his dirks and bowies and stuff like that are always amazing. Him and Lynn Ray and Ed Fowler and all those boys have continued to improve over the intervening decades since their mastersmith rating. And I think that's what's really inspiring. G'day everyone, how you doing? Have a good one, Taco. Yeah, thanks for the reminder, Mule Kirko. A couple seconds too late. It's so damn close to breaking up. Let's just see if I can. Thanks, Wayne. Yeah, technically, the title is, you know, for pride, but the thing is that it's supposed to mean something. The title of master something, master bladesmith, whatever, is supposed to mean something, and in the ABS, it means that you've passed a certain set of tests and a certain set of standards to meet their requirements. And so it means something. Like, if you meet a JS, if you meet someone who holds the title of JS, you know that they have made 5 knives that were judged by a panel of mastersmith judges to a certain degree, which you can read up on. And then they had passed a practical, or previously to that, they had passed a practical test in which they had made a knife that was capable of a certain series of tests. So you can go to that person knowing that they are capable of that level of work. When you come to a mastersmith, you know that they've passed everything that a journeyman has and the really detailed inspection by mastersmith judges. And they've done the practical test with a blade of no less than 400 layers of Damascus. So, that's kind of the thing. See you later, Eric. But yeah, I think that it's important to remember that the titles mean something in, varied terms. I'm going to try and force this leg out a little bit. This could go badly. Could be a 300 layer blade. I can't remember. Yeah, so Niels is going to go for mastersmith this year, if he can make it over. You're going to be waiting a while, Adam. You're going to be waiting a long time. Whew. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Wayne. There are definitely people who are capable of mastersmith ratings that haven't gone before the council. Carl B. Anderson is a perfect example of someone who holds a journeyman smith rating that I believe would be able to meet those tests. But the big thing is, and Adam has just answered the question for me, you're accredited. And the accreditation means that you've passed that test. Like, the big thing is that it's all very well and good to say someone's capable of passing that test, but until they actually pass the test, you don't know whether or not they're actually capable of it. Now, that being said, I'm not saying that you have to be a member of the ABS in order to be a good bladesmith. You don't even have to be a part of the ABS to be considered a master bladesmith. But if you're going to end up calling yourself a master bladesmith, it helps to be able to substantiate how you went about receiving that title. Like, I could turn around today and say, I'm a master bladesmith. I could just walk around telling people, that I'm a master bladesmith because I make knives and I think that I'm good enough. But until I've had someone actually test my work in a substantial way, I'm basically blowing smoke up my own ass. So, yeah, the advantage of the ABS title is that you have met a set of standards that have been laid out for you by a group of people and agreed upon. And it's no longer theoretical. Yeah, absolutely. It is something to be proud of. It's also really good business. Yeah, Tim's kind of a master on cable. Every bladesmith or blacksmith has their own cable Damascus method, but Tim's is pretty good. So me personally, I've only made cable a couple of times. Actually, this little blacksmith's knife here is cable Damascus. I was pretty happy with it because it's got no voids in it. But yeah, that's cable. That's a cable Damascus. Yeah, 60 degree or a 90 degree V-swage is helpful. No, there's no secret handshake, although there are duties you have to fulfill as a mastersmith. You have an obligation to teach. You have to actually teach people. You also may be called upon to be part of the judging for the judging panels. Thanks, Metalman. I like it. All right. So there you go. That's the Goliath beetle. And it is Goliath for an inlay. No, we wish, Adam, but it is the American Bladesmith Society for a reason. So yes, that is the Goliath beetle. That's the this is the underside that's going to be actually sitting on the piece on the inlay. The other side is a little rougher. But this side's going to get carved. This leg is a little long. I'm going to cut that leg down. I left it long on purpose. But I have a lot of filing to do before then. And that's why I have needle files. No rad song. Who keeps the metric system down? Yeah. We do. And now it's just hours and hours and hours of filing. Until I get my desired shape and all of the edges are slightly beveled, ready for inlay. We do. Thanks very much, Baron. I love filing, absolutely. Are they for needle files? These are not. These are Trojan needle files. I do, however, have a set of needle files somewhere. There they are. Right here. I also have a set of third basket files and a set of third second cut files. Struggling with setting up the primary bevel so it's an easy transition to sharp without going down to zero edge first. I'm not entirely sure what you're aiming for. Like, I'm just dumb. I'm gonna show my box. Ah, yes. The box that I got from my dad. Something like that, Adam. More trying to wear these Trojans out. They're still pretty sharp, so these are also somewhat smaller than the thing. The box that Wayne is referring to is this box behind me here. This was actually a Christmas present from my dad. And it's my engraving box. It's got a move things out of the way. It has a bottom drawer for my hammers, and it's actually got this tray, which holds my my engraving chisels. Which goes in there, and there's going to be a second one that goes in above it, but it doesn't need. I don't need it right now, so I don't have it. The third round files, yeah, I do. Yeah, the chainsaw files. I've had those for ages, Bobby. I thought I'd thank you for that. Yes, I do have them. Sorry, thank you. See, Will. You know, Bobby sent me a whole swathe of third chainsaw files. Jesus. A whole bunch of them. They are incredibly useful. I use them all the time. Let's bust out the thirds. The other reason that I don't use the thirds is because these are second cut, not bastard cut. So, yeah, no, I'm really thankful for that, man. Like, really do appreciate it. They are incredibly useful. So yeah, these third files are actually second cut third files. I went for the smoother finish files rather than the heavy cut. They still cut like a demon. Any of my Australian compatriots that want to buy a set of third needle files, Rob from Weber Abrasives stocks them. So. Just a warning, they ain't cheap. I do have a couple plans, Ryan. Like, honestly, unfortunately, it's been mad. Forgecast sponsored, yeah. Hashtag actually sponsored, yes. Not this channel, though. This channel isn't sponsored by Weber Abrasives. Otherwise, I'd have to announce my sponsorship. Hey, you going, Hans? Good to see you, mate. Yeah, Wiley, if you're trying to lay out for a thicker edge, then basically you just draw two lines rather than one. Like, check your thickness, mark whatever thickness you want. But, yeah, check your thickness, mark down, subtract whatever thickness of edge you want, then divide that by half, And that's the thickness of that's the height of the scribe line you need. So if I had a 5 mil thick blank and I wanted a 1 mil thick edge, then I would halve I would take 1 from 5 to make 4, halve that, set my calipers to 2 mil, and then scribe 2 mil on both sides, and I'd be left with a 1 mil gap in the middle. So if that makes sense. Nothing I say ever does, but you know. This is going to need a seriously deep channel to hold it. Yeah. Only the people who can translate stupid. Like it's all I speak. It's just fluent dumb. I will visit Hans, I promise, one day. When all this crap dies down, indeed. Although I might need your help in financing it when I get there. Yeah, exactly. Awesome, Ryan. That's good to hear. Yeah, I have plans. The problem is I've got so many projects that don't require that right now. Australian, yeah, right, okay. That's the problem, is it, Adam? When I die. Yes, Ryan Radipotamus, Otway Fiddleback, sent me a whole bunch of cool woods that I have yet to make use of because I'm slow. But I do have plans. Fair enough, Wayne. Methodical, yes. Honestly, that is normally my modus operandi, Hans. But yeah, like Metal Man says, I'm already in tomorrow. I don't have that excuse. Pick up an Australian accent, you reckon, Wayne? Oh, no. You can add a third file to the friggin' mix, Wayne. Just broke the tip off my very expensive file. What's that, like 18 glades? And the end of a third file. It's a warding file. Go ahead, Hans. This is the stream to do it in. Keeping cool. Not freaking likely. Not in this heat. Let's let the tool do the work. I did let the tool do the work. It just got jammed between the leg and the body. Pain in the butt. What steel do I make them from? We were actually talking about this earlier. How you going, Josh? So I make I've made my gravers from various steels. I've used M2 tool steel. I've used old files is quite a common one for me. But recently I've been making most of mine out of 1084. No, that's all right. You're fine. I'm fine to talk about it again. I was just mentioning that we, mentioned it previously. 1084 is one that I use quite commonly now. And I'm looking to switch to a more traditional W2 or silver steel. I'm trying to find a supplier to buy 8mm round silver steel from. It's very hard to find these days. Drill rod. But that would be my preferred at this point. 8mm round is good for forging gravers out of. Fair enough, Adam. Thank you very much for dropping in, buddy. Much appreciated. Silver steel is what they use for drill rod. It's now I've been corrected on this. It is slightly silver steel is similar, chemically similar to 01. I can't say it's the same thing because it's not, but it is chemically similar. Have a good one, Adam. Got to keep the wife happy. That's what we call it. That's correct. The frog and toad. the road. Key stock. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's normally referred to as drill rod. Drill rod, silver steel, same thing. As long as it's not the high-speed drill rod, you're fine. Because high speed is a bitch to quench properly. Like, if you got the tools to make high-speed steel gravers, then go for it. But yeah, me no have the spendy tools. Yes, the Frog and Toad, the road. W1, perfect steel. Yeah, I have some W2, but unfortunately, it's 2 inches by 3/8, which is quite a bit bigger than that. Dry rod, so drill rod doesn't need cryo because high carbon drill rod is simply silver steel. High speed drill rod does because high speed steel is M2 normally or M4, which is semi stainless. I have a couple of M2 gravers that I made a long time ago, and they work all right. Actually, where is it? One of these. Yeah, there we go. That one. That one is that V graver. There is M2 tool steel. Oh, happy anniversary! Thanks very much for dropping in. Oh no, you can't won't you throw an end on the bone. There you go. I know nothing about keys. Oh yeah, like a pneumatic, like the GRS. I wouldn't mind having one for like small detail jobs and stuff like that. But because I do mostly character carving, like that's my thing. And now I'm getting into Zorgun inlay. But yeah, so because I'm doing, because I'm a stubborn traditionalist, and because I am now practicing things that involve heavy amounts of material removal, a pneumatic graver or an electro-pneumatic graver wouldn't actually help me all that much. For lettering, it would be great, like for doing letters and line work and stuff like that, it would be amazing. But for what I normally do on a day-to-day, wouldn't help me. See you later, Rain. Fair enough. Yeah, that's what I've heard, Caitlin. The GRS is a little bit more intricate than that, but Sean Hughes, yeah, right. There you go. It's not an avenue I've even considered, really, because I'm pretty happy where I'm at. See you later, Metal Man. Thanks for jumping in, mate. Have a good night. All the best to the fork. Take care of the billies. Yeah, well, I mean, that's why the GRS gravers are really expensive, is because they are highly controllable. But you pay for it. Thus is the nature of the beast. Haven't seen that one yet. $1,500. Fair enough. That's about right. See you, Tech. Thanks, mate. Stay cool. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just a guy that does things. Even a blind pig finds an acorn every now and again. Yep, well, I didn't buy a big old lit magnifying glass, though I probably should have. I have my optivisors, which I use when I need to see things that are small. See you later, Wiley. Hopefully I'll catch you in another one of my Twitch streams. Well, if anyone's interested, I'd be willing to part with my chasing hammer, the one I made for my YouTube channel long while ago, because I don't use it anymore. It's been well used. Why? Because I don't use it anymore. And unfortunately, I need the money more than I need the hammer. Commence bidding war. Well, yeah, feel free to bid for it. I don't even know what to start the bid at. $1. 140. Jesus, Hans. For that, I'd ship it to you for free. It's got Sam Sweat in it. Well, yeah, it does. Oh, ribs on the grill. Sounds good. Where's mine? Yeah. Pixie dust. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a she oak. Well, let's get a bit of better light. That way. Come on. There we go. But yeah, she oak handle. 4140 head. Pretty heavy for a. Thanks, Sean. You're a legend, mate. Well beaten. I'll clean the rust off it before I send it. Drop file. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that always sucks, Jared. While I'm looking forward to my new anvil, I'm also terrified of it because it's stupid hard. The rebound's going to be fun. Oh yeah, you guys on YouTube are going to end up getting a anvil and swage review very soon. My same fate befell my dog said. Oh well, that's what they're made for. They're made to be refaced. Yeah, no worries, Hans. It'll be here. It's not going anywhere. So I have on the way a double horn German pattern Beamish anvil from Bruce Beamish with Anyang, Australia. They are custom made to his specifications. They have a minimum of 58 Rockwell faces, but they normally sit around 60 to 61 Rockwell at the face. And along with that, it's also coming with a cube swage, which has various swaging dishing in it. So it's got swage dishes and a spoon-shaped one and a coal shovel swage and all that kind of stuff in it. And it's cube, so you can use all four sides. Yeah, and it's brand new, straight out of the factory. So I'll be the first person to swing a hammer at it. It's an 80-kilo anvil, so it's double the weight of my O'Dwyer, and the O'Dwyer is going bye-bye. It's being sold. So And this is part of an official sponsorship from Bruce. In exchange for my review, he gave me a very, very, very decent discount on the price. 66 pound, heck yeah. Those look really cool. I want one of those, but they don't sell them over here. So I just have to sit there and cry. Yeah, so it's my first personal sponsorship deal. Although technically speaking, it's because of the Forgecast. It is a private sponsorship for me personally. Alex is getting one of the anvils as well. He's getting the 40 kilogram version of the same anvil in a sponsorship deal for himself. But yeah, you guys are going to be getting some anvil and swage related videos in the near future. Yeah, I understand that, Hans, but basically I can't afford what I'm spending to get this anvil. Like, even though he gave me a stupid discount on it, I still don't have the money for it. So all right, Smoky Jam, thank you very much for hanging out. Yeah, so basically the sale of my O'Dwyer is going to end up going to oh, you got a sponsorship from Combat Abrasives. Nice. Yeah, even though this anvil was sponsored, it was only a discount. Like, I still had to pay for it, and I had to pay shipping from the Eastern States. So, in order to afford this new anvil, I need to sell my old one. So my old one is going bye-bye. Much as I would love to keep it. I have no experience with Holland anvils. I feel like the frog left in the water. Like, I'm honestly, it's getting really warm in here, but like, it's been slow, creepingly slow. I cannot wait until I get that aircon installed on Tuesday. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for being here. But yeah, it'll give me an opportunity to go over how I surface prep an anvil. Yeah, you can bring an anvil. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this tube swage because it's got a whole bunch of dishing apparatus in it. We had a discussion. Originally, he was going to send me one of his hexagonal swages, which comes with a hexagonal swage stand, which is rotary, and it's got all different kinds of cool stuff in it. But in the end, I don't really need it because I've got my 5-ounce fabrication one. So I decided to go for the heavier anvil because he was offering me a 40 kilo of his model. And I was like, well, I've already got a 40 kilo anvil. I'd really like an 80 kilo or a 90 kilo or 110 kilo anvil. So we hashed it out and we got rid of the hex anvil, hex swage. So yeah, solid H13. Wow, there you go. Da Vinci, nice. I'm so the Beamish anvils are a solid cast 6150. Now that's not a misstatement. That's 6150, not 5160. And nice and hard. And they also have a forging shelf and an upsetting block. The forging shelf I'm really interested in because it might help with scrolls. Because it's like a scroll setter, but inbuilt into the anvil. Well, that's the wonderful thing about anvils is they're normally relatively easy to sell. Like I haven't even advertised that I'm selling the O'Dwyer, but I've already had like 3 offers on it. You're right, nice. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to having a double horn. Having the square horn is going to make my life so much easier. I'm kind of take it or leave it on the shelf. I'm interested to see how it works and like interested to give it a trial. But yeah, the double horn was the selling point for me. Plus, it's a 90 kilo anvil. Fair enough. Well, the cool thing about Bruce's anvils is they're actually relatively well priced for being brand new and so high quality. Like the 40 kilo version, which is an 88 pound anvil, is 650 Australian dollars. Not yeah, about 200. Yeah, 210 or something like that. Yeah, so it's 2.2 times 90, whatever that is. So yeah, it's about his 40 kilo anvils are about like $590 US for the brand new, like for a new one. The face of the horns are flat with the face. £198. Are you sure? Maybe you're right. I don't know. I don't do math. Yeah, no, it's awesome. Yeah, the mass difference makes a huge difference for sure. How much would a 115-pound anvil go? Well, it depends on the quality of the anvil, like how good of a condition it's in. But over here in Australia, it's $4 or $5 a kilo, $4 or $5 a pound. Sorry, normally. Some anvils can get very expensive. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having one with an upsetting block. It's going to be fun. A Manca, really, really good condition. Yeah, I'd say like $5 a pound. Yeah, probably about $5 a pound. $2,400. Yeah, all right. Well, the 90-kilo anvil that I'm getting retails at $1,220 Australian. The Beamish 90 kilo. He has one that goes all the way up to 250 kilos, so that would be 500 and something pounds. Like he has a 550-pound. 5 anvils, 5. I would love a decent leg vise. Like I got that little tiny 3-inch jawed leg vise, which is just a giant hunk of crap. I really need a decent leg vise. One day. Make one. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm not that experienced at forging. I don't need that kind of. Hey, Jacob, how you doing? Better late than never. At least that's what my wife said. Say hi to Sean. No, it wasn't a Chewbacca impression. But thank you. All right, Caitlin. Thank you very much. Yes. There you go. Cork your Holland if you want it to run properly. Looking a bit anemic on this side. We'll fix that. Well, I'm going to call it on there, I think. $54 to $57 is pretty good for an anvil. The anvil I'm getting is a minimum of 66, a minimum of 58. Normally averaging about 60. So here's where we stand so far. I've only filed up one side. You can tell it's this side because everything's thinner and more kind of aligned, whereas this stuff is all. But yeah, lots of work still to go. But thanks for hanging out. No, this wasn't my usual Saturday stream, but it was fun nonetheless. There's the other side. And then, yeah, in the end, this will be inlaid into a giant giant copper coin. And then there's going to be some copper inlaid for the wings. But that'll all be done on my Twitch channel over on twitch.tv/SamTownsBladesmith, which is linked in the description. Until then, I am going to go and sit in the aircon for a while because I'm sweating pretty profusely and going to try and rehydrate. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much for being here. And thank you very much to everyone who sent in a super chat. Thank you for listening to the podcast. We'll have a new episode out next Friday, obviously. And next one should be... it might not be an interview. The interview might be the week after. All right. See you later, guys.